All right, tonight we are headed to Waco, Texas for what is, on paper, a massive Big 12 showdown. But let's be real, this thing looks like a blowout before it even starts. The thing is, in a packed arena, when everything's on the line, that paper doesn't mean a whole lot.
So, let's break this down. You've got the Arizona Wildcats on one side, the number 2 team in the entire country. We're talking about an absolute powerhouse. And on the other side, the Baylor Bears. Now, they're a talented team, no doubt, but their NCAA tournament hopes are, well, they're hanging by a thread. A win here is basically a lifeline. A loss? That could be the final nail in the coffin for their season.
And that really sets the stage for the big question, right? In front of their home crowd, with their whole season pretty much on the line, could this desperate Baylor team actually find a way to topple a giant? Well, let's get into it.
So right from the opening tip, you could just tell Baylor wasn't just ready to play, they looked ready to take over. They weren't just trying to hang around. Nope, they came out swinging. And boy, did it show on the scoreboard. I mean, before Arizona could even catch their breath, Baylor had exploded to a double-digit lead. This wasn't a fluke either. It wasn't just a couple of lucky shots. This was a statement. They were pushing the pace, they were attacking the basket, they were basically sending a message loud and clear. We are not scared of you.
You know, the commentators saw it, and you could absolutely feel it through the screen. The crowd was going nuts. Baylor was in complete control, and you could just see their confidence growing with every single play. They were playing loose, they were playing aggressive, and man, it was working.
And a huge reason for that incredible start was this guy, Isaac Williams. He was playing with this unbelievable confidence, just attacking, and he was the offensive spark that Baylor desperately needed to actually believe they could do this.
Of course, a team like Arizona, a number 2 team in the nation, they're not just going to lie down. They woke up. And what happened next was just an absolute barrage from both teams. The middle of this game was pure, beautiful, highlight reel chaos.
The athleticism was just off the charts. I mean, at one point, you've got Baylor's freshman guard just rising up and throwing down this insane dunk that made the home crowd lose its collective mind. It was just that kind of night, you know?
But here's the thing about champions. Every single time Baylor landed a heavy punch, Arizona answered right back. They started to run, they started pushing the pace, and they started showing everyone exactly why they're one of the best.
And the intensity on defense just cranked up to 11. There was this huge transition block by Arizona that just completely erased what looks like an easy bucket for Baylor. Every single possession became a war.
And after all that chaos, after all those spectacular plays, we were all tied up. So the crucial point is, this was anybody's game. All that incredible momentum Baylor built up early, gone. This thing had turned into an absolute dogfight.
And, you know, in a dogfight like this one, where every single possession feels like a battle, it almost always comes down to someone having a brilliant individual performance. And on this night, wow, we saw some truly heroic and kind of unexpected performances.
For Arizona, the hero wasn't who you'd expect. It wasn't one of their usual All-American guys. No, it was Jaden Bradley. Now, he's not normally their main scorer, but tonight he just completely caught fire.
And what's really wild is how efficient he was. He wasn't just chucking up shots, he was making them. 5 for 7 from behind the three-point line. I mean, think about it. Every single time Baylor started to get a little bit of breathing room, boom, Jaden Bradley would hit another dagger from deep. It was incredible.
It was just a spectacular, star-making performance, and it came exactly when his team needed it the most. It's just an amazing example of how one single player on one night can completely change the entire story of a game this big.
So, thanks to Bradley's unbelievable shooting and Baylor just refusing to quit, this game came right down to the wire. The final minute was, oh my gosh, it was a masterclass in tension. Every dribble, every single pass, it felt like it could be the one that decided the whole thing. Okay, so picture this. Under 28 seconds to go, Arizona hits this massive shot to go up by 4. You're thinking, okay, that's probably it. But nope, Baylor comes flying back down the court, they score with just 10 seconds left, and it's a one-possession game again. It all came down to one last free throw for Arizona to finally put this thing away.
And in the end, the Wildcats managed to escape Waco with a 7-point win. If you just look at the box score, it seems like a solid, pretty standard road win for a top team.
But that number doesn't even come close to telling the real story. Just like the announcer said, that final score is so misleading. This wasn't a 7-point game. It was a back-and-forth war that felt like it was on a knife's edge for the full 40 minutes. So it kind of leaves you with this thought, doesn't it? The box score? It's just data. It's a bunch of numbers on a page. But what we all witnessed was a story of desperation, of resilience, of incredible moments. And it really makes you wonder, was this the closest, most intense, most hard-fought 7-point game of the entire season? I think it might have been.